Remove the upper Velcro straps of the mesh guards on both sides of the rear rack. Use a 4mm hex wrench to loosen and remove the two taillight mounting bolts. Remove the taillight from the rack. Carefully cut and remove the two zip ties securing the taillight cable to the rack. Use a 5mm hex wrench to remove the 4 rack mounting bolts from the rear of the bike frame. With the bike upside down, remove the Velcro strap around the motor cable. Proceed to carefully cut the zip tie securing the motor harness to the frame. Unthread and disconnect the motor harness from the cable coming from the hub motor. Use an 18mm socket or open-end wrench to loosen and remove the rear wheel axle nuts. Remove the washers on each side as well. Work the wheel up and out of the dropouts of the frame. With the rear wheel out of the way, use a 3mm hex wrench to loosen the 2 bolts that mount the rear fender to the rear rack, allowing the rack to be released. Remove the rear rack. With the bike upright, place the new rear rack on the rear frame and begin by reinstalling the 4 bolts that secure the rack to the frame. Tighten them using a 5mm hex wrench. Ensure all 4 bolts are threaded in before final tightening. With the bike upside down, reinstall the 2 fender bolts that were removed earlier using a 3mm hex wrench. Guide the rear wheel back into the rear dropouts of the frame. Be sure to engage the chain onto the cassette and guide the brake rotor in between the pads in the caliper. Ensure the flat-edged axle drops fully into the dropouts on both sides. The torque washers should be on the inner side of the axle and the tab should fit into the frame dropout as shown. Using an 18mm socket, reinstall both of the washers and axle nuts onto the axle. Torque 40 to 45 Nm. Reconnect the motor harness by aligning the arrows of the 2 ends, firmly pressing them together, and threading the lock rings together until snug. Replace the zip ties that secure the cables to the frame and trim the excess zip tie ends. Finish by replacing the mesh guard Velcro strap over the frame and cables. With the bike powered off, pedal the drivetrain and shift through the gears to test for proper function. Reattach the 2 Velcro straps on each side to secure the mesh guard back to the rack and the frame. Align the taillight and reinstall the 2 mounting bolts using a 4mm hex wrench to secure the taillight. Replace the 2 zip ties that held the taillight cable to the rack. Trim off the excess tie ends. Rack installation is now complete.